If you're a woman in menopause and you're tempted to try the keto diet to lose that stubborn weight, this video is for you. Today, we're gonna uncover why the keto diet might not be the miracle you're looking for and what makes it particularly tricky during menopause. The ketogenic diet is a very high-fat, low-carbohydrate planned diet. Typically, 70 to 75% of your calories come from fats. Only 20 to 25% from proteins and 5 to 10% from carbohydrates. This means a total consumption less than 50 grams of carbohydrates per day, and sometimes even less than 20 grams of carbohydrates. The meals might look something like this: eggs cooked in butter with avocado and bacon, lunch something like a bunless burger with cheese and lettuce, and for dinner, something like salmon, which is high in fat, with a creamy spinach side. And the cream would be especially high in fat, again with a high fat in salmon with that spinach. As little as 20 to 50 grams of carbs a day. While these meals may seem satisfying, there are many underlying and dangerous concerns, especially for menopausal women. Menopause brings about significant hormonal changes with declining progesterone and estrogen levels, which lead to increased insulin resistance, which leads to a major problem in regulating blood sugar. Combine these hormonal changes with a ketogenic diet that is severely restricted in carbohydrate not only increases the inflammation, but puts you at severe, dangerous health risk. Restricting carbs can increase cortisol, the stress hormone, making weight loss even more challenging. Especially during times of low estrogen levels, the body often uses and requires more carbs to be used for energy and stabilization of mood and blood sugar. Menopause naturally leads in a decline in estrogen levels in women in menopause. This is especially important to understand because declining estrogen levels puts a woman in menopause at increased risk for heart attack and stroke alone. Estrogen plays a vital role in protecting heart health by helping to maintain healthy cholesterol levels and proper blood vessel function. Restricting carbohydrates, as in the keto diet, can further disrupt hormonal balance, such as decreasing estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and even serotonin. This exacerbation can lead to increased insulin resistance, a condition where the body becomes less responsive to its own insulin, increasing the risk for diabetes type 2 and many metabolic disorders now for women in menopause. These hormonal imbalances can intensify menopause symptoms such as increasing hot flashes, night sweats, sugar cravings, belly fat, acne, and most of the menopausal symptoms that you're seeing and really feeling a difference right now. Something I see a lot with clients coming to me that were on the ketogenic diet or a very low carb diet is having really extreme menopausal symptoms from restricting the carbohydrates. Something we have to understand about restricting carbohydrates is it's not just food. It's actually nutrients for the body that helps the body protect its own blood vessels, helps the body protect you against cardiovascular disorders. So it's very important that we be able to consume the right type and amount of carbohydrates rather than restrict carbohydrates. Losing weight is so much more than losing a pound on the scale. It's about maintaining and feeling the best you can and to really increase your longevity versus losing a pound on the scale and having the worst menopausal symptoms ever. When carbohydrates are consumed, they are broken down into sugar, which then raises the blood sugar. But something to understand is that will trigger the pancreas, the organ that will help produce the insulin to be secreted to help regulate blood sugars. It's very important to understand that we must have proper insulin functioning in order for our bodies to produce hormones, especially testosterone. Something women find really hard is tapping into that belly fat, trying to start that keto diet diet, which the initial first few pounds are fluid, which makes us look like we've lost some weight. But in reality, we're actually lowering our hormone levels. So ask yourself, if you're tempted to try the keto diet or you're on the keto diet, are you looking at long-term to lower your estrogen, testosterone, and serotonin levels? Because these are all the hormones that not only make you feel good, help you look feminine, help you with libido, help you feel your best, help you with your health. Ask yourself if you're willing to give up those assets in order to have a short-term weight loss that's not sustainable. It's important to understand that the type of carbohydrate matters more than anything. We want to strive to consume complex carbohydrates such as sweet potatoes, white potatoes, whole grains, brown rice, things like that. Non-starchy carbs, we're looking at cucumbers, dark leafy greens, spinach, arugula, broccoli. Those actually help stabilize your blood sugar versus the refined carbohydrates. The refined carbohydrates is often what carbohydrates or all carbohydrates get mistaken for. What we have to understand is having a high consumption of refined carbohydrates, chips, cookies, pies, things like that have an immediate spike on the blood sugar, not only increase your blood sugar, increase your risk for insulin resistance, but it also lowers your testosterone levels naturally and also can even increase your risk or even worsen PCOS. Maintaining a balanced diet to include high quality carbohydrates are essential for proper hormonal function and especially testosterone. A diet low in non-starchy and complex carbohydrates often results in inadequate fiber and appropriate nutrient intake for proper hormonal balance, especially in women in menopause. Fiber is crucial for digestive health. A diet insufficient with inadequate fiber can lead to conditions like diverticulitis and even other digestive disorders. Without adequate fiber in the diet, that digestive tract may become inflamed and create pockets within the digestive tract, causing diverticulitis. Furthermore, increased pressure can increase your risk for bloating and other digestive issues such as constipation and even diarrhea. Have you tried diets like keto during menopause? I'd love to know, what challenges did you face? I'd love to know exactly how did you feel after about 2 weeks of being on the ketogenic diet. Did you notice a change in energy level? Did you notice a loss of your hair? Losing your hair, it is one of the telltale signs that keto is not working for your body in menopause. Dropping your levels of estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone as we remove the very nutrients such as carbohydrates, especially the right carbohydrates that help our bodies produce the hormones that we need. The thing to understand is the body requires certain nutrients to produce the very hormones that the ovaries are no longer producing at their optimum levels, such as estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. And especially carbohydrate, it's one of the 3 main macronutrients. And each of the main macronutrients all have a vital role in the production of hormones. Carbohydrates are just as critical to consume, especially the right type of carbohydrates and the right portion of carbohydrates in order for your body to produce the hormones that make you feel good and look good. So what does 20 to 50 grams of carbohydrates look like in a day? It's typically just a piece of bread or a small piece of fruit such as an apple. With such a limited allowance of food, it really limits you to be able to get the appropriate nutrients your body requires to produce those hormones, as well as fiber-dense foods to help produce good gut health. Curious, how many of you are experiencing bloat or digestive disorders or conditions that you've noticed have come about during menopause and that you've been really limiting your carbohydrates? Let me know down in the comments. A lot of light bulbs should be going off. I often hear I'm having this extreme bloat. I don't know where it's coming from. And we notice that we have virtually almost no fiber or other nutrients in the body due to the ketogenic diet. Instead of drastically cutting carbs to lose weight, focusing on a sustainable diet is more beneficial. Consuming real whole foods like lean proteins, complex and non-starchy carbohydrates with high nutrient fat are much more beneficial for longer health and appropriate hormone function. They provide essential nutrients and also include the appropriate fiber in order to protect your gut health and protect you from metabolic conditions. It's important to remember, while weight loss is an important goal, adopting a diet that has increased health risk and potentially affects your longevity can be counterproductive. We're looking for a diet or a way of nutrition and lifestyle factors that can be sustained and help us look and feel good long term. Navigating weight loss during menopause requires a holistic approach and especially an understanding of an appropriate hormonal balance for your body as a woman in menopause. Here are some strategies to consider. Number one, balanced nutrition. We really want to focus on high nutrient lean protein sources. We also want to focus on having a complex and non-starchy carbohydrate and high nutrient fat. We want all of these in one meal. We don't have to eliminate carbohydrates. We have to understand how to consume them in a balanced manner in order for the body to regulate our hormones the way it should. Number two, we're looking at exercise or activity, something consistently every single day or most days. And we're talking at a minimum of 10 to 15 minutes. Our bodies need and require movement in order for our bodies to remove the toxins that we breathe in, that we eat in, and that we just naturally absorb through our environment. It's very important, especially in this day where so many of us have to sit several hours a day to get up at least every hour and move your body. If it's just an at-desk stretch, to be able to do that. And number three, one of the most crucial would be stress management. Thought alone can trigger that stress hormone cortisol. So very important, if meditation is not your thing, to do some type of walking or some type of practice, a mindful practice that we're sitting or we're breathing to bring our attention to our breath, which will remove our body from focusing externally, where we often increase that cortisol. When we're feeling stress, or we're feeling that we're very reactive, that is reacting often to the external environment. So shutting down the external environment and going within. So when we focus on a breath, just taking a few deep breaths, then we automatically are shifting out of that stressed mode that we're in into a non-stress mode. And that's a natural way to be able to do that. If this is something you struggle with, go in and book a call with me for your free consultation today. And be sure to watch the next video.